Welcome to Contact Centres Uncensored. I'm Simon Blair.
And I'm Shelley Flett.
Hi Shelley. Today I want to talk about support areas in contact centres and how they need to work together to be effective.
And when you say support areas, are you talking about your QA and your compliance? What other areas?
The training team.
Yeah.
You might call it learning and development, organisational development. You might have that might be one person who's a key support. Might be a team, depending on the scale of your operation. You might have sales coaches and service coaches and the managers themselves.
So they tend to kind of operate in their little silos, don't they?
Generally speaking, and it depends. Often there is, out of necessity, quite a degree of integration, but probably not to the point where I think it needs to. And so I wanted to talk about, I think, the modern contact centre and where I think there's great opportunities for contact centres to lift their game to another level.
And I'm keen to hear that because I've seen restructures take place where the silos have been removed this way, but then they come in this way. So there's that segmentation and the gap that takes place because teams want to feel like they're important and unique and
to justify their existence.
So talk to me, like, how do you actually do that?
Well, it's like understanding the role of everyone in a support capacity. And when I say support, I mean the line management as well. The call centre manager, the team leaders, operations managers, let alone the more obvious support areas, QA, learning and development, you're there to serve. Your role is to serve those at the front line.
So a bit of a mindset shift by the sound of it.
And when you think, if that's the commonality, regardless of the specific practical functions that each role has, you're there to serve. So bring them together as a service centre for the contact centre. So a couple of things I've seen from other people globally, and certainly something that I'm big on, is to have absolute integration between your quality assurance, whether that's using companies like myself that are external in an outsourcing capacity to provide that function, or you've got your in-house teams, you've got your training teams, you've got your management. They should be functioning as one team. And because QA's got to, if the QA is not measuring the things that are being taught, to staff from the training department, they have to function as a team.
And they're often, if you've got them fully integrated, you then diminish the risk of them being an afterthought, because often they're an afterthought when changes take place, or you forget to tell them completely.
Absolutely. Where they all operating together as a unit of support for the contact centre means everyone's on the same page, breaking down those silos.
They've got a common goal and a shared direction.
Yep. And because it needs all the parts to work together. So they can't truly work together properly if because of organisational silos and division. There's artificial segregation. Or if not actual segregation.
So it sounds like it's all about creating, changing the mindset and then creating true partnerships across all of the different areas.
Absolutely.
So something to consider when people are...
Yeah, and I'd love to get feedback from those out there who have experienced the pros and cons of, I suppose, experiences where you feel that there is a disconnect between those support areas.
Absolutely.
And others where it is actually functioning quite well together.
Yeah, absolutely. Share your thoughts. Thanks.